The Pokédex for Pokemon Winds and Waves should be huge. This is going to be the biggest Pokemon game ever, which I do think is going to correlate well with the amount of Pokemon that are going to be in this game. From the first trailer that we do have, I believe there are about 27 Pokemon within that trailer. Of course, we did get some of the new Pokédex revealed being the starter Pokemon, so we have 3 right there, and we should be getting the announcement and reveal of the evolutions for the starter Pokemon in the next trailer, hopefully, which let me know your theories about what you think the typings are going to be, or any other theories you have about the starter Pokemon in general, because I'm sure you guys have some awesome theories. But from the leaks, from literally the trailer that we have seen already, and just other hints that Game Freak have actually teased, we can actually pick apart some of those things to actually tell us what other Pokemon will be in the game. That does tell us a pretty good number of Pokemon as of right now, and of course the next trailer is going to reveal a lot more, and I'm hoping some of the new Pokédex as well is going to be shown off in that next trailer. Hopefully we get that next trailer sooner than later. So we got a lot to break down in today's video, so make sure to stay tuned and watch the whole video to let me know your thoughts and your theories. But from the trailer, these are the Pokemon that we did actually see, excluding the starter Pokemon, right? And this is a list of 27 Pokemon, and a lot of these Pokemon do have evolutions, and we did actually see the evolution of some of them in the trailer, like, you know, Wailmer and Wailord were both in the trailer, so there's the evolutions right there. I actually would love if this Pokemon got some sort of love, like some sort of new evolution or something, but because those Pokemon are in the game confirmed, we can assume that, yeah, their evolutions are going to be in the game as well, because why wouldn't those evolutions be in the game? That just wouldn't make sense for one evolution of a Pokemon to be in a game. So we have Pichu and Raichu for Pikachu, of course. We have Vileplume, Bellossom, Kingler, Tangrowth, which I think it might be possible we could either see Professor Tangrowth or even just like a teaser or like a reference Easter egg kind of thing to Professor Tangrowth in this game, like maybe in some sort of photo randomly on like a wall in a random building in the game, because we do know that apparently Generation 10 Pokopia and the anime are going to be all connected in some sort of way, so that's why I feel like there's going to be some references, which Pokopia, by the way, has teased heavily, even more so, of us getting a Yellow Shellos. I do think a Yellow Shellos is going to be in this game. I think the odds of that are very high. I know we've talked about this a lot, but seriously, they've teased at this way too many times, and this is a perfect region and a perfect generation to give us that, and maybe we'd get another color of Shellos as well, because that way we have all 4 for North, South, East, and West, which would also entail 2 more Gastrodon colors as well. So if you want to classify those as 2 new Pokemon or even 4 new Pokemon with the evolutions, technically it is. I wanted to throw that in there just because it would make sense, right? Magcargo, Pelipper, Dusclops, Dusknoir, Finneon, Palpitoad, Seismitoad, Jellicent, Electric or Electrike. Let me know how you guys pronounce that. Low-key be saying both. Electros, Palosand, which, bro, perfect Pokemon for this region already. Centiskorch, Low-Kicks, and Swellow. And some of the obvious ones I do think that are also going to be in the game being the Gen 1 starters, so, you know, Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur, and then all their evolutions, so that's another 9 Pokemon right there. We also see a Cloud in the trailer that looks just way too similar to Gyarados, so I'm going to say Gyarados and Magikarp are going to be in this game as well, so that is 2 more Pokemon on top of the extra 9, so I believe that brings our current list to 59 Pokemon at the moment. And we also did see some other Pokemon in some of the leaked photos, which I don't know if I should be adding those to this list or not, so for the sake of just things maybe changing, I don't think I'm going to add those Pokemon that we saw in some of the leaked photos, but if I were to add them, you know, some of them are like Lucario, Mudsdale, which if that Pokemon is in the game, then of course its evolution would be as well, so that would be a couple more right there. And there were a pretty big handful of other Pokemon in some of the leaked photos, but those photos might just be from them testing the game, so those Pokemon may or may not be in the game. So for that sake, like I said, I'm just going to keep it at 59 for now, but we actually do have some other stuff to talk about from Game Freak that have hinted at some other Pokemon returning in this game. So this is from Hilarity up in the PokéLeaks Discord saying, small update with the upload of yesterday's behind the scenes video of the Winds and Waves main theme. The plushies have been shown at the start and includes known return Pokemon, also new Pokemon that were not seen in that February trailer. While they are not shown in the games yet, their presence in a promotional material Winds and Waves kind of confirms it, or it would just be weird to put them here and not have them in the end. So you can see right here is a picture from that actual trailer of the main theme, which was awesome, by the way. We have Bellsprout, Weepinbell, and Victory Bell, Comfey, Oranguru, and Passimian. While Passimian is not seen in the plushies, it's considered a counterpart of Oranguru, and they're both version exclusive since their introduction in Sun and Moon. While also checking the Bulbapedia page for Winds and Waves, I've seen mention of Slowking. While he is not shown directly, a poster depicting the Pokemon can be seen in the trailer, therefore this could also confirm the presence of Slowpoke and Slowbro. And lastly, both Slowking and Oranguru are mentioned to occasionally venture to the beach to match wits with each other, so it would make sense to add him if Oranguru is in there as well. So if I'm doing my math correctly here, that leads us to 68 Pokemon at the moment that we know should be in the game that have been either teased from this promotional video right here. Slowking was on a sign in the background of one of the trailers apparently, and Cursola is hinted at according to this user in the Pokemon Reddit, bringing us to 69 total Pokemon at the moment. So now let's cover some of the leaked Pokemon for the new Pokédex that aren't returning Pokemon. This is a post from Jordan, who gathered together all of the leaks from essentially the most, I guess you could say, accurate people or accurate sources out there that have given us hints or just stuff from the Terra leak directly of some of the brand new Pokemon. Of course, the starter Pokemon, which is 3 times 3, so 9. That's gonna be 9 new Pokemon right there with all our evolutions. We have Wind Grandpa, Wind Grandma. Now, these are the legendary Pokemon right here. And then the Seed Pokemon is a very special Pokemon. It's not necessarily a legendary or mythical as far as we know, but it's like a one-off Pokemon and it's extremely rare. I believe Stereotom was in the Terra leak or just in some huge leaks, which I don't know if that was just meant for Pokeopia or if they just put it into Pokeopia, or if it's still going to be in this game, or if it's going to be some sort of different kind of like Stereo Rotom, like DJ Rotom. Yellow Shellos we already covered, and then we do have leaks of a flying fish Pokemon and then a moon rabbit, and I do believe this moon rabbit is going to be the Pokemon of Navi from the anime, and then the flying fish was an old scrapped Pokemon that is apparently going to be like either recreated or inspired a new Pokemon that's going to be a flying fish, which makes a lot of sense for this region, winds and waves. And these Pokemon probably would have evolutions right here, the flying fish and the moon rabbit. I don't know if it's going to be 2 evolutions or just they're going to have 1 evolution. Let's just say 6 between these 2 right here, which is a pretty good number. And of course, we will be getting more leaks as time goes on of some of the more brand new Pokemon. If you don't want to miss any of those, please subscribe to the channel, turn on the post notifications so you don't miss all of the brand new Pokemon news, leaks, and updates. Any support just goes such a long way, guys. And this is a game with a lot of variety, so there will be a lot more Pokemon. There's going to be a lot of water, so I'm assuming a lot of water types will be in this game. I'm assuming at some point they're going to bring in every single starter Pokemon and all of their evolutions would come along with that. My guess is they're probably going to bring that into a DLC where we get all of the starter Pokemon. I'm sure there will be a couple other starter Pokemon in this game from past generations and regions. Down the line, like I said, with a DLC, they will also introduce more returning Pokemon from past generations. And you know, the new Pokemon will probably be, I don't know, some sort of new legendary, maybe another mythical Pokemon. I do think it's possible we could see some of the Pokeopia Pokemon in this game, you know, like Pikachu or Chef Dente. We also have some like cave systems with a lot of lava, so I do think that obviously a lot of fire types are going to be in this game. I think the game is going to be very, very vast and diverse, and I'm really looking forward to seeing just everything in this game, how the game looks, how everything interacts with each other, the ecosystems. Like I said in the beginning of this video, this map is going to be huge, so they need to fill up the map. Obviously, there's not going to be just a bunch of barren emptiness. While there still will be a lot of nature, there will be also a lot of towns and little cities and just like buildings or houses, whatever, just making the map feel more alive. And the Pokédex, man, should be huge. Could you imagine if they finally gave us every single Pokemon ever? This would be the game to do it just because of the size. This is generation 10, be paying homage to every single generation. This would literally be the perfect game for that. Whether or not they, you know, bring some of the other Pokemon in some DLC or just in updates over time. The new Pokédex, like the new Pokemon, should be pretty big as well. I'm hoping for at least 150 new Pokemon. It'd be kind of funny if they did 151 new Pokemon in this region, just to pay respect to the first generation, because this is the first double-digit generation Pokemon game, which is absolutely insane. I'm also really hoping that the new Pokédex, the designs are going to be fantastic. I'm a fan of the starter Pokemon. I cannot wait to see their evolutions. I would love to know your thoughts and your theories about the evolutions for the starter Pokemon and just other brand new Pokemon you think we could be seeing. I think it's pretty safe to say that the next time we should be seeing some of the new mons would definitely be when we have that next second trailer, which could be Pokemon Day. So if it's a Pokemon Day trailer, it's got to be a big trailer, right? Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you are around watching this far, comment down below Moose, just the word Moose. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.